What's going on, Tackle Warehouse fans? Jake bringing you this week's episode of What's New TW. We got a bunch of hot deals to talk about for you today. We got Christmas stuff. If you're doing some last minute Christmas shopping, we got a couple deals specifically for you. So if you still need that last minute gift, maybe there's an angler in your life you need to pick something up for, but you can't figure out what to buy, e-gifts are a great gift for this time of the year. So if you want to get an e-gift card, you have until December 23rd at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to get that e-gift purchase in, and we'll have enough time to process it and you'll be able to get it before Christmas Day. So if you're still needing a gift, e-gift card, you have until the 23rd at 12 p.m. Another thing that people have been asking about, so our 12 days of savings sale has been going on, and people have been asking where the Ricos are at. The Rico Blem Day is usually one of our biggest days of the year. Don't worry, they're here. There's gonna be a Rico Day, and just stay tuned directly after Christmas, and you wanna be paying attention to our social media outlets and what kind of deals we're gonna be having on Ricos if you're looking to get in on the Rico Blems. All right, Lowrance. So going on right now on, I believe this is the second day of our 12 days of savings sale. We have a bunch of different graphs on sale, but we wanted to talk about this one specifically. If you're looking to outfit your boat, add another graph, maybe add the active imaging unit up there on the front or something like that. We actually have a smoking deal on Lowrance HDS 12 live unit without the transducer. So this unit was selling at MSRP of $33.49, and we have it on the 12 days of savings sale for $18.99. So nearly 1,500 bucks off. So really good deal. We have a bunch of these right now. So we have a really good sale on them. So if you're looking for a new graph, if you're a Lowrance fan, need that 12-inch graph on the front or the back of your boat, and you want to take advantage while you can right now during our 12 days of savings sale. It goes on till January 5th. Another thing that's going on with Lowrance, if you spend, I believe, over $23.99 with Lowrance products, you can actually pick up a free Aftco Barricade rain suit. So hot deal there. That's a really good rain suit. Going to be great all winter long. So get the graph, maybe get a couple accessories, and then you'll get a free rain suit out of it as well. All right, let's talk about some baits. That was a lot to get through there here in the beginning. So the first one here, the one that I've been most pumped about, been waiting for so long for this bait to come out since we found out about it before ICAST. This is the new Geecrack Bellows Gill swimmer. So the Bellows Gill creature bait is a highly successful bait that we sell a ton of. It's kind of one of those baits not a lot of people talk about. They don't really have a big pro staff, so it kind of flies under the radar with most of the pro circuits out there. Now, here's the Bellows Gill with that, that standard little pintail on it. Great flipping bait. You can do all kinds of different stuff with it. But now they've taken that same profile and they've turned it into a little swim bait. And this thing is an awesome bluegill profile. The Geecrack stuff is also loaded with scent. I mean, if you were here right now, you can smell the table. It reeks like the Frito corn chips, because that's kind of what that SAF material smells like. But this little gill swim bait, really cool design. So you have that same profile, but it's not a lot of plastic. It has a big profile look to it because of the heavy ribbing, just like the Bellows Gill creature bait. But it's not super heavy and it's not real dense. The part that's solid is just right there in the middle. But on the belly, so they have a slit in the belly, and then they have a spot a cut in the back right there. So that's gonna hold your weighted swim bait hook on there really well. Geecrack recommends a 5/0 screw lock style swim bait hook for these. You'll be able to put that thing on there, and you'll be able to swim this thing weedlessly, through brush, through tules, through grass, and all kinds of stuff like that. And you're gonna get that really subtle swimming action, looks just like a bluegill, and catch a lot of big fish. A couple other things that we got from Geecrack. So with the Bellows Gill creature bait, we actually did some TW exclusive custom colors that we kind of wanted to fill in some of the holes in the colors that they offered. So the first one is a TW green pumpkin purple swirl. That's just a favorite color of many of us in the office. We fish this color in a bunch of different worms and creature baits and just a bunch of different soft plastics. So that's one that we specifically wanted. And then the TW Sun Gill, a little bit more toned down, green pumpkin on the back, really kind of a lighter green pumpkin on the belly. And then there's a variety of different color flakes in there, some purple, green, gold, give it a little bit of extra flash. And then we did a TW Zapata Gill. So this one more of a crawfish color. It has that really bright red on one side and then green pumpkin and some gold flake on the other side. So just a couple new colors that we wanted to add to that Bellows Gill creature bait lineup. And they're in all the sizes as well. Just grab the bigger ones so they're a little bit easier to see out there, a little bit easier to see on the bigger models. All right, top water. So top water, everyone's favorite thing to throw. We got a couple new ones here from Team Arc Lures. This first one here is their Outlaw. And this pencil style lure, this is a really, really cool pencil bait. The way they designed it, you know, they got a big weight, tungsten weight transfer in there, so it casts like a rocket. But the way they've weighted it, instead of kind of sitting tail down, this bait actually sits pretty horizontal on the surface, and it's super easy to walk. So if you're a beginner angler or professional, no matter what, you know, these baits are really easy to walk, and you can walk them in one place and not move them very far, stay in the strike zone for a little bit longer. They got some really cool colors. Come with those Mustad triple grip hooks on them right out of the package. These baits were actually designed by Randall Tharp and Wes Logan, so a lot of time and testing went into these baits. Another cool thing with this bait is they're using a different material than most your other hard plastic, you know, hard baits on the market. The material that they're using, it kind of gives a softer, more toned down sound to it. So just something that's a little bit different sound than all the other top waters on the market. They did the same thing. You know, did a bunch of testing with their Sidewinder bait. So this is going to be your kind of pencil popper style top water. But this one, you know, it does a few different things than most pencil poppers on the market as well. At the front here, that cupped mouth, it's cupped, but it is kind of flat on the bottom. But it spits and sprays water all over the place, so it makes a lot of commotion. This is going to be great for the anglers that fish out on the herring lakes and chase schooling fish. It just creates a much larger presence. It's made for really fast walking, you know, moving through those schools and just causing a lot of disturbance and triggering those bites. And this one, again, you know, this one casts really, really far. You're gonna get extra casting distance because all that, the tungsten weight transfer that's in there, it's gonna go really far. But again, what they did with this one is it sits more horizontal on the surface. So when you pause a traditional pencil popper, it takes a couple snaps to kind of get it to pop up and then, you know, get it to start walking again. With this one, since it's going to be sitting more horizontal on the surface, you can pause it and then immediately start the cadence back, and you're not going to have that gap in your cadence where you're trying to get the bait up and get it to turn and get that thing starting to walk. You're not going to lose that 4 or 5 feet of your retrieve just trying to get the action working back again. This one's got a feathered treble on the back, but same sticky sharp hooks throughout. Really cool colors. I know topwater season's a little bit farther away, but you want to have them out and be prepared for that to happen. All right, we got a few from Strike King, and these ones that we got, these new ones from Strike King, I think are going to be really good fish catchers. Something that was kind of missing in their lineup as well. Some really awesome baits. So the first one here is the new Hybrid Hunter Shallow. So this bait came out, I believe, a year or two ago, and there was a lot of guys that were keeping this bait a big secret. It's a hybrid lure that's made for fishing over the top of grass, and there's quite a bit of the Strike King Pro staff that was doing really, really well. Down in some of those lakes in Texas, catching some really big bags of fish. This new shallower version, it just has a little bit shallower bill, so it just runs, you know, a foot or two shallower than the original Hybrid Hunter. So you can have them both on, you know, when you're fishing those different grass lakes. Not all the grass is going to be sitting at exactly the same level, and sometimes you need one that maybe runs a foot or two shallower, maybe a foot or two deeper. So now they're kind of just filling the gap in that lineup, and they have a shallower version. If you were fishing this bait and wish you just had it to run a foot or two shallower than the original, now they got you covered. And they got it in the original size and the junior as well, so you can get them both. All right, the next few, super pumped about. This first one here is the new Zeus worm. So 9.5-inch worm, you know, big worms just catch fish all the time. They've been catching fish for I don't know how many decades, just something everyone needs to have in their arsenal. The way that Strike King did their 9.5-inch Zeus worm, really cool. It kind of has really subtle ribbing on it, so it's going to move, you know, a tremendous amount of water. And then it has a really, really thin tail. So that tail, it's not going to take much movement at all to get that tail to move, and big fish just seem to like these things. You can do so many different things with it. You can throw them on Texas rig, up shallow. You can flip with it. And most people, you know, throw it out deep in ledges and stuff like that in the summertime on a Carolina rig, but you can throw them on wobble heads, shaky heads. I mean, there's endless things you can do with a big worm. It's got their caffeine scent on there as well. Bunch of really cool colors. Great worm to add to the Strike King lineup. This one is gonna be one of the most fish-catching little baits out there in the striking lineup. This is their new filler worm, and as the name implies, it's made to fill out your limits. But Striking, went ahead and they made kind of a hand pour style worm with their open pour technology. But with these striking worms, you just know that since it's open pour technology, every worm that you're gonna get and every pack that you buy is gonna be consistent from pack to pack to pack. Out here on the West Coast, a lot of us are die-hard, hand pour, small batch worm anglers. And not every batch is gonna, not every batch you might get a bag, a few months down the road. They're not the same as the last batch that you had. With these guys, they're always gonna be the same and always be consistent. So, out on the West Coast, we throw a lot of really soft worms, and this is something great that Striking's adding in their lineup as well. Loaded with salt, they've got a bunch of really cool colors. I think they got about 16 colors in their lineup. And this is just, straight tail worm. You gotta have this thing, especially for wintertime. Wintertime's coming up, you gotta be out there with a drop shot, shaky head, Nico rig, Ned rigs, all that slow moving stuff, and you need something that's really, really subtle to trigger bites. In the wintertime when the water's cold, you're just trying to get a bite, and this is gonna help you get some bites. Fish it on whatever kind of technique you like to fish your favorite straight tail finesse worm. Now you got a great option from Striking. All right, last one up from Striking. We got the new Mini Mag jig head. This is a really cool jig head. I'm actually pretty pumped about this one. I fish the big Magnum jig head a lot, especially for 8, 10-inch worms in the summertime. You can throw them out deep. It's a really good shaky head. It has a cobra head shape and it's flat on the bottom. So when this thing's resting on the bottom, you're pulling it with your line like this, and it keeps that worm pointed straight up. And then the one feature I really like about it is they put an owner screw lock on there. So they have the owner screw lock with the centering pin. So just keep your bait. It's easier to rig your baits. You go through less plastics. You get great hookup ratios. The worm doesn't ball up on one side, kind of keeps everything straight in line and improves your hookup ratio. So if you like those striking baits, if you want to fish one on this little, the new filler worm, you can totally do that. So just a more finesse version of their mag jig head for those smaller worm applications. All right, a couple more Tackle Warehouse exclusives we got from Plano. So we did a TW exclusive, the 3700 and 3740 waterproof stowaways. So these were great stowaways. Plano was awesome to brand these with the Tackle Warehouse logos on them. So they're the same price as the regular waterproof stowaways, so there's no upcharge to put the Tackle Warehouse logo on there. So if you're a fan of these, if you need that waterproof protection for your baits, and you want a TW one, now we have an option for you. All right, next one we got up from BeatDown Outdoors. Say you pick up that 12-inch graph and you want to mount it on the front of your boat, we got just the thing for you. So from BeatDown Outdoors, we got a bunch of new mounting systems, and these are some of the most high-quality graph mounting systems I've ever seen. So the one I got for you here today is the Ultimate Quick Release. So this is made to set up for one graph. This is really built for anglers that are trying to utilize the live sonar systems, because it has it has a height adjustment on it, so you can go all the way up to 30 inches with this guy. Lock it down, super easy to manipulate, got oversized machine knobs on there. This entire thing is made out of 6061 aluminum and stainless steel, so it's high quality. You're never gonna break this thing, and it's gonna hold those expensive graphs in place. You get a $3,000 graph system. You want a mount that's gonna be rock solid, especially if you fish on big water and you're running across the lake. You don't want that thing jostling around and damaging your raft. You want it to be mounted up there on the front of your boat and not move. So there's a bunch of different options. We have options for single graphs, double graphs. We have these taller ones, this one that goes up to 30 inches, and then there's shorter ones as well that I believe only go up to 17 inches. They also have a new system for the active imaging with a separate transducer pole on there, so you can run your spot lock style trolling motor and the active target all at the same time. So a bunch of really, really cool mounting systems. If you're looking to kind of upgrade the front of your boat, BeatDown Outdoors is the way to go. Like I said, with the quick release, if you're storing your boat at home, maybe you're staying somewhere, camping, staying at a hotel, and you want to take all the graphs off your boat, it's just a quarter turn, comes off that quick release plate on the bottom, and you can take your graphs off quickly and easily and not have to be fumbling around, unbolting everything and unplugging everything. So quick release is a nice option for you there. All right, last up from Aftco, we got a bunch of apparel. Great for, now's the time you want to burn those TW gift cards that you picked up. New set of apparel, rain gear is something awesome you can pick up right now and have it for the winter season. So this first one here is the new Reaper shell. So it's a 2.5 layer shell jacket, but this shell is it's a little bit, it's lighter, it's just a shell. It's not a full on, heavy duty jacket. So if you just need something to protect yourself from the rain, this is gonna be the way to go. 100% waterproof, like I said, 2.5 layer construction. It's got the fully taped seams on the inside, so you're not gonna get any water leakage. And since it's a Reaper, it's got the face mask built in there as well. But really, really lightweight. You can leave this in a back compartment, leave it in your truck. Not gonna take up a lot of space and keep you fully waterproof when you need it for 150 bucks. The next one we got here is the new Hydronaut Insulated. So, same features as the regular Hydronaut, but now we're getting an insulated model. So if you fish up north, you do a lot of ice fishing, you're getting that same Hydronaut performance, but now with 140 gram insulation on the jacket and the bib as well. So if you want to pick them both up and stay warm, like I said, you fish up north, you do a lot of ice fishing. We're getting into January. This is a great piece to have in the arsenal. If you're like our buddy Tom there, he's cold all the time, probably wear this in the springtime in the middle of summer. Some of the features they got on here, heavy duty zippers. These things are rock solid. Keeps everything, keeps you sealed in there, and then they got the Velcro around there to kind of protect that zipper as well. Some of the new features they've added to the Hydronaut, they got the cinch system around the waist so you can really tighten it down. Up here on the hood, they got the speed vent hood system. So when you're running down the lake, they have vents back here in the back, so air just flows right through it, so it's not like pulling your neck back. And then they got a double cuff system on here, down on the cuff. So you can really lock in both of these cuffs and you won't have any water going up your cuff and traveling up to your base layer and then leaking and just getting you wet. All right, last one we got up from Aftco is the new Big Guys series. So they've updated the last Big Guys series, so now you're getting all the features that come in the Aftco HD Hydronaut. So just the updated model, they changed the colorways up a little bit, but the Aftco Big Guy comes in 3XL to 5XL. So for the big guys, we got a new suit for you as well from Aftco. We've actually got a bunch of new Aftco gear, different kinds of tops, different pants, sweaters, base layers. There's a whole bunch of new stuff on the website, and it would take, 30-minute episode to cover it all. So make sure you check out all the new Aftco gear on tacklewarehouse.com. Last one we want to talk about, we were kind of talking about some of the live scope stuff. This is a new product from the original bait formula. It's called Bait Pop, or original bait scent bait pops. So really cool product. So it is a bass scent, but what's unique to this is they have a patented formula for this thing, and there's an active ingredient that actually makes your bait reflect a little bit better on your live sonar system. There's actually a lot of crappie guys that are putting this up and down their line so they can actually see their line on live sonar systems. So probably gonna be beneficial if you have really, really small baits. You can add this on there and help that bait reflect a little bit if you're really trying to use live sonar systems. So just something else to add to the arsenal if you use live scope, active target pan optics, all those different types of live sonar technology. All right, that wraps up today's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. For more information or purchase any of these products seen here today, click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about.